Yo, yo, yo to the yo, 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 and phew, I made it to day 4. What does it mean to live a compelling life? One vlog every day in August. Certainly encouraged by Dave Schools. He wrote over on X, the Vlaugust challenge can be private in our Facebook group or public, your choice. The first Vlaugust was 7 years ago, inspired by our friend GRET GLYER, rest in peace, who asked the question, what does it mean to live a compelling life? We're bringing it back this year, and anyone can join. Want to get better at making videos? Have something you want to say? Join us. So there's a Facebook group. Down below there'll be a link to the Facebook group called Vlaugust 2024 private group. There are, I believe, 25 contributors over there, including myself. Today I wanted to kind of start the week off reading just a very small bio about GRET GLYER. GRET was the CEO of DonorSee, DonorSee, and had raised more than $1 million for those in extreme poverty. From 2013 to 2016, GLYER lived with the world's poorest people in Malawi, Africa, where he built more than 150 houses for the homeless and crowdfunded $100,000 to build a girls' school in rural Malawi. GLYER had been featured in USA Today, National Review, Huffington Post, Acton Institute, and had been a TEDx speaker. He certainly did leave and live a compelling life. GRET GLYER was found shot to death in his bed the morning of June 24th, 2022. I do believe that he leaves behind a wife and children or a child. So honoring him, this really fascinating question of what does it mean to live a compelling life, the contributors are asked to just speak from their heart of what this possibly could mean. We're sharing books, anecdotes, metaphors, and concepts. I kind of took a little different twist on it, might be partly due to my age, that I wanted to visit the universities and colleges around the world and see what they had to say. How are they instructing the young minds to live a compelling life? What is their roadmap? What are their mottos? And that sort of thing. So we have visited, if you have been with me for the prior 3 days, we have visited Stanford University. We have visited MIT, Ringling Design School, and today we are visiting Brigham Young. And I hope that through reading the wiki and also visiting the church educational system honor code, that we will be so instructed in how they are forming and developing young thinkers to be motivated to have a compelling life in this way. What we're finding is that everyone has a different idea of what leads to a compelling life. Many, of course, it's faith-based. For many, it's family. And for many, it's in your career or what you're walking around with, your academic pursuits. Sometimes it is a life experience that was just one little piece of your life that you've been able to expand on. As we are living longer, this notion that there is kind of one way in order to explore a compelling life is what I find fascinating in visiting the schools, because some of them, such as Brigham Young, they've been around for a very long time. They would certainly be well suited to help and guide their charges. So before we get all the way started, let me put myself on mute and go over to the iPad and make sure that we are live. Okay. Transition ourselves over. That's number 1. And go to my channel, number 2. And yes. All right, so what I'll do is let me put some little dust over on let's make sure that I have that right, Brigham Young. Oops. Okay. All right, we're good. And you know what? I'm not going to be putting myself on mute anymore. I have made more mistakes by putting myself on mute. In fact, have you guys been on YouTube and listened to any live and someone says, "Oh my God, I've been on mute this whole time"? Yeah, I'm not doing the mute thing anymore. You guys get to listen to all the plunking and all of that. Okay, so what does it mean to live a compelling life? We're taking a visit over to Brigham Young University and exploring what they have to say. But first, let's kind of get an idea of what Brigham Young is all about. They do not have a motto. There is no official motto. However, there are unofficial mottos that include the glory of God is intelligence. Another one, enter to learn, go forth to serve. Another one, the world is our campus. Brigham Young University is a private research university in Provo, Utah, United States. It was founded in 1875 by religious leader Brigham Young and is sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. BYU offers a variety of academic programs, including those in the liberal arts, engineering, agriculture, management, physical and mathematical sciences, nursing, and law. And of course, if you are one to have lawyers in your life, you will more than likely have been in a conference room with a BYU lawyer. It has 186 undergraduate majors, 64 master's programs, and 26 doctoral programs. It is broadly organized into 11 colleges or schools as its main Provo campus, with some colleges and divisions defining their own admission standards, etc., etc. It goes into the early days. The Wikipedia, for example, goes into the early days, the building of the school, their expansion, the museums that are there, performing arts. They even have a creamery, their sustainability plans, organization, and administration. I mean, it is a very, very deep wiki. I will put it in the chat. So when we go to looking at how do they arrive at a compelling life, one of the first cites is the aims of a BYU education. And Brigham Young had this to say: education is the power to think clearly, the power to act well in the world's work. Hold on just a moment. Okay. The aims of a BYU education, and this is from, okay, education is the power to think clearly, the power to act well in the world's work, and the power to appreciate life. So, and those things, right? And we learned this over at Stanford, that there were originally 3 phases in the modern era, and one is education, work, and retirement. Those are the 3 phases, but they're expanding now. So you can see that education is paramount here at Brigham Young, so that you will act well in the world's work. So that would lead to a compelling life, is for you to be able to stay there. But the power to appreciate life, The mission of Brigham Young University is to assist individuals in their quest for perfection and eternal life. And we'll see this often too, that there's more of um, a religious bent to leading a compelling life. Or a lot of people come into it being more of a faith-based than intellectual-based, a compelling life. To this end, BYU seeks to develop students of faith, intellect, and character who have the skills and the desire to continue learning and to serve others, right? That would lead to a compelling life, to continue learning and to serve others throughout their lives. And of course, this goes into what MIT had to say about the expansion, expanding beyond your little core and embracing other worlds out there and bringing in other people to your into your lives so that you can serve others better. These are the common aims of all education at BYU. But those who teach in the classroom and those who direct activities outside the classroom are responsible for contributing to this complete educational vision. This is really fascinating to me because, so let's say you're at work and your work is very compelling. In fact, you're respected and all of that right at work. But man, on the outside, are you contributing? All that your work gave you, are you contributing directly to activities outside in order to complete your career, the vision of your career outside? The statement that follows reaffirms and expands on the earlier, more general mission statement adopted in 1981. It would be focused on spiritual strengthening, and Brigham Young said, "Brother Mazer, I want you to remember that you ought not to teach even the alphabet or the multiplication tables without the Spirit of God." And it goes on. I will put the link down below. But let's pop over, because in reading about the university, they do have a church educational system honor code. Another interesting point, like, do we actually have a bullet list that we're being reminded of? A little sticker in our bullet journal that reminds us that we also could adopt an honor code. So the church educational system, which is known by Brigham Young as the CES, is sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and directed by the Church Board of Education, Boards of Trustees, with the mission to develop disciples of Jesus Christ who are leaders in their homes, the church, and their communities. The CES Honor Code helps to accomplish the CES mission to build disciples of Jesus Christ. As faculty, administration staff, and students voluntarily commit to conduct their lives in accordance with the principles of the gospel of Jesus Christ, they strive to maintain the highest standards in their personal conduct regarding honor, integrity, morality, and consideration of others. By accepting appointment, continuing in employment, being admitted, or continuing enrollment, each member of the campus communities personally commits to observe the CES Honor Code approved by the Board of Trustees. And so I will read the bullet list in just a moment. We're going to go and visit the live stream here and see what's going on. Okay, let's make sure that our mic is working. Lardy-dar. And hold on just a moment. I'm going to check my iPad, okay? Let's see. And let's do one little test. Test, test, test. What does it mean to live a compelling life? We're good. Okay, here we go with the bullet list. Maintain an ecclesiastical endorsement, including striving to deepen faith and maintain gospel standards. Be honest. And remember, this is the Church Educational System Honor Code of Brigham Young. These are not the opinions of myself, nor do I have this bullet list in my journal. Live a chaste and virtuous life, including abstaining from sexual relations outside marriage between a man and a woman. Living a chaste and virtuous life also includes abstaining from same-sex romantic behavior. Abstain from alcoholic beverages, tobacco, tea, coffee, vaping, marijuana, and other substance abuse. Participate regularly in church services. Respect others, including the avoidance of profane and vulgar language. Obey the law and follow campus policies, including the CES dress and grooming standards. Encourage others in their commitment to comply with the Honor Code and dress and grooming standards. So that's what they have to say. These links will be down below. Remember, I'm building up a Medium bunch of lists, and by the I think just as I kind of just keep developing, that we will see a constant that will occur in that each of these schools will have some sort of, a virtuous life standard. And I'm fascinated to learn more about. I can't wait to discover what the next school is going to be. I might head back over to the full-on to the West Coast and visit UC Davis, of all places. We may do that tomorrow. You've been listening. Hi, Durham. How are you? You've been listening to Beauty Bubble here on my channel. There is a playlist now of what does it mean to live a compelling life. This is contribution number 4. Definitely join the Facebook group. We are only 5 days in. I think everybody took a day off yesterday, and kind of walk yourself through these questions and concern yourself with, how is it going for you with leading a compelling life, a virtuous life. Obviously, this could be any number of things, a good life. We've all heard people talk about, how do we put all this hard work and these ideas, our opinions, and all of this, or how do we frame it into leading a compelling life? So I'll say my goodbyes, but I won't stop with the speaking to the chat here for just a moment. So this has been Beauty Bubble. What does it mean to live a compelling life? We visited Brigham Young University today. You'll see lots of links down below when I'm completed here. Bye-bye now. Okay, Durham, how are you doing? I have seen you about and around. Thank you for so interested to know how in the world did it pop up, or how did you know that I was live? Gotta know. Okay, let's start off with the Brigham Young wiki. Get that in the chat. I'm going to just do a couple housekeeping things here. Okay, here's a link. That is their wiki. Oh, cool. Yeah, what do you, when you're out there writing and being a journalist, do you run into these questions at all? Not these huge questions about, the meaning of life, but are you seeing people that are concerned at all that they're leading a virtuous life, or are framing a compelling life? Yeah, I know it's Pat. I know you. I know you. Do I not know you? I definitely know you. Okay, let me get this link over to my Medium. And let me see what else. Then we have the honor code. I'm going to put that also in the chat. It just kind of popped up. Seems like an impossibility here on YouTube these days, huh? Nobody just pops up. It's tough out there. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Considering that we've kind of gone through a little bit of a generation where, it was performance based. Did you go live today? Do you have an ROI? What are you talking about? Why are you rambling? Why do you do this? All of this kind of performance related. And so it's kind of cool to spend just a month thinking about other bigger questions, rather than what kind of mic do you use? Aw, wow. Well, I've been thanking every single person, all 379 subscribers. I'm so indebted, really, because you guys, every time I think about, well, I'm going to go and do something again, and, I spend quite a bit of time by myself, but I have to think, there's still all these wonderful people out there that somehow don't mind that I'm interested in the meaning of life today and can be talking about the market tomorrow, and then color the next day. I basically, I guess it's not any different. I'm still doing me. I am definitely still doing me. But you've been out there popping up every once in a while on my feed too. Yeah. Okay, so we have a link there, link for the honor code, got that, and the aims, man, all of those Brigham Young quotes. Here's this one. Here's a good one. Intellectual enlarging. He wrote or said, every accomplishment, every polished grace, every useful attainment in mathematics, music, and in all science and art belong to the saints, and they should avail themselves as expeditiously as possible of the wealth of knowledge the sciences offer to every diligent and persevering scholar. Yeah, Brigham, he had a lot, he had a lot to talk about. That he did. Let me see what you have to say. Kenty Ferguson told me that, yes. Yes. All right, we'll take a moment, I did post on my Facebook profile when it came up, and I've been checking to see, what their needs are. And this is a really odd twist of fate, circumstances, horror, etc. And she was my the ultimate troll in my life. Lindsay Badger was. I'd never ever had to block anyone on my Facebook. I was free to go live on Facebook. I was free to just, do and be. And she could not keep her hands off of my content. And yes, I know. I so much want to do something for her and for them. I don't think that she realized who I was or what I mean, or, and she really was around a circle of people that I'm just not, I'm still kind of shaking, like trying to scratch my head around it, because what happened to her, there's a woman called the Needy Homesteader, and she had a similar experience. Her husband immediately died. She was put into a coma, like her husband has been. I guess maybe he's off a ventilator now. The kids were just absolutely fractured head to toe. Her name is the Needy Homesteader. And I've been following her recovery for a while now. So I know what he's in store for. I know that it does not matter at all. He's lost his wife and will forever be battered and broken and fractured and all of those things. And there's every amount of kindness that should be placed on him. But for me, where I'm at with it right now is that it's kind of like this. When your troll dies, what the hell do you do? What do you do? So I immediately, the moment I found out about it, I immediately went into prayer. I immediately, I light candles and all that kind of stuff in my life. And I wasn't wrangling at all with the idea of what this has left, the shape that it has left her family and her extended family, and of course many of her friends, many very well enjoyed human being, very well enjoyed. Yet in the crevices of the internet, she found herself irresistible, found herself in this irresistibility to troll. Not opinions, I mean, she would come in, why are you here? If you don't like us, why don't you leave? What are you talking about? And all of that. To the point that the last time that she did it, and the last time that I blocked her, she found it needy to go to one of her best friends, and they played the recording and spoke over the recording and questioned my sexuality, questioned whether I was, had my head on straight, that I was just a bitch and all of this sort of thing. And that was Leland Best, the person that is grieving, one of the people that's grieving the loss of her, because she was just so well enjoyed. And she comes from where we all came from, and I don't think we're ever going to forget those days, and people have done videos about it and everything. I don't think any of us are going to forget the days of Blab. What happened there with all of us was a moment of where we could have had an amazing reckoning of differences. We could have eliminated the troll altogether. We could have appreciated one another. Man, there's a lot of things that could have happened there. And so, we don't want any of us to be disjointed through death like this at all. So I don't know. Yeah, yep. And so it doesn't matter what her ideas were or how she conducted herself on the internet or anything like that, because we come from this like vacuum, and like you said, it was timeless, it was intense, it was volatile, it was like all this wishfulness that came from it, a lot of joining of the minds, and it didn't matter if it went on for 3,000 hours or whatever, and but what we failed to realize is that there were a lot of people that already had an idea of what the internet, especially what the live streaming should be all about. So everywhere we would go, there would be these questions, who are you? Why don't you do this? How come this? And all of that. So we really did have a lot of foul play that went into that coming together. So I don't know. And I'm just being open with you about this, in that, when your troll dies. I've had 2 trolls die. Adam Guberez, who is my Bitcoin troll, and Lindsay Badger, who is my social troll. And yeah, when your troll dies, and all I want to do is I am very surprised too that, yes, they have the GoFundMe, which is fantastic, but I am surprised that for all these people that have the mics and the lights and the this and the that they have not come forward and said, we are doing something here. We are doing something big here for her. So I hope that maybe that will come about. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. I mean, what do you make of it? Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean, I might be acknowledging it even more so about, you know, that she affected people in many ways, as maybe we all do, but I can tell you personally, she affected my life in many ways. There are a couple of people that have been witness to it, and the pain of not being able to be free in coming and just speaking about whatever, and being called a man and being called a bitch, and they use the C word and all sorts of things. Um, and by the way, none of that is deserving, being the life that all of us lead. None of that is deserving. So, and also they don't run the internet, and I don't run the internet, you know? So to have these kinds of thoughts toward one another, I probably have more understanding and more sympathy for her passing. Not more than yours, but I'm just saying I have more than I would normally, because we were not friends. I don't know anything about her personally. I know more about her personally now. Like, I didn't know how many children she had. I didn't know who she was married to. I didn't know any of these kinds of things. And it's funny how death will, like open up all of these, things that I didn't know about, because I was only trying to just stay focused on who I was dealing with, not what they meant to the rest of the world so much. And it's obvious that she meant a lot to the world. A lot of people really enjoyed her, completely something that I have not been able to achieve on the internet. So for that, she's to be, she was loved and respected. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah. I hope so. I hope so, yeah. I mean, um, I like I said about the needy homesteader, for example, I only know about what this means to her family going forward because of this incredible YouTuber that has gone through every single step, including when she woke up from her own induced coma and found out. And it's just the heart wrench, like what they're up against. I cannot avoid having this need in me to, you know, contribute. So yeah, we all have to. Yeah, you should check that out if you're so interested, or anyone else that might be watching. The needy homesteader. That if you have any kind of compulsion to get involved in Lindsay's family's healing, that you can really see what they're up against by visiting her YouTube channel. Because we can read about it and hear the news accounts and the pleading of the family, especially for, I believe there's two I believe there are two GoFundMe's. And I believe the mother did one, and then the brother. Oh, no, 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 no. Sydney Shapiro did one. Yeah. Let me see where they're at right now. Yeah, we have one. We are raising funds. This one would have been Sydney's. Sydney is raising $85,000, and they have $7,200 that's been collected so far. He writes, "Hello, my name is Sydney. I was fortunate to have had Lindsay in my life. I had the privilege of working with Lindsay Badger for years on online teaching courses, and we shared a close friendship for over a decade. I watched Abby and Ethan grow up from the many pictures and videos Lindsay posted, and bought too many Girl Scout cookies over the years. I was fortunate to spend time with the family when I was in Oklahoma and collaborate on many projects with her, pardon me. Lindsay was an incredible person whose sudden loss has deeply impacted her many friends, family members, and the wider community." And then it goes on to speak about her and her exceptional artistic talents, the details on the accident, her husband, the incident itself, and then the one of the TV stations. So what he's hoping to do with the GoFundMe is setting up a fund to secure the children's future, to cover medical expenses, funeral and memorial services, temporary housing during their recovery, counseling and support. And then there's a collage of when he went to go visit them. So that is the Sydney Shapiro GoFundMe. Then there is, let me see, there's another one. Oh, there might even be more. Oh, I think there's more now. There's one for Bonnie St. John. I believe that would be the husband's mother. And just so that you know, Lindsay had organized a GoFundMe, I believe, um, 10 years ago. The fund was for $10,000 and they raised $4,400. Yeah, here's another one. Yeah, this is the one where Lauren Mingy, she's a successful businesswoman. So they're very close to their goal. This is Nathan Badger on behalf of Joshua Badger. So this is either her brother-in-law or her father-in-law. They are attempting to raise 28,500. They've raised 27,910 with 232 donations. And Lauren Mingy, this fascinating, successful businesswoman, has donated $10,000. So definitely go to GoFundMe. Just look up Lindsay Badger and you'll see those two happening. Okay, so isn't that something that what does it mean to live a compelling life is to honor the horrible death of the founder, and then also to close it up with Lindsay Badger. So we'll go ahead and tidy things up. As I said, tomorrow I think I'll be going over to UC Davis and seeing what they have going on. I'll have to check my Medium, make sure that we have all of our links, and tidy up down below too. Everything will be down below up till 5,000 words, and then I will have to post the Medium. Day number 1, we went to Stanford. Day 2, we explored what MIT had to say, then Ringling College, then today Brigham Young University. Thank you so much for coming by. Really do appreciate it. What does it mean to live a compelling life? Bye-bye now.